In this video, we'll take a look at Blueberry AI. I know the term AI can trigger mixed reactions, but don't worry, this is not about generative AI. Blueberry is a new content management system for artists with genuinely useful features, and some of them, like the search function, use machine learning to help you find your files, even if they're named something like Project Final V3. So if you've ever wasted time trying to track down the right file, or organize a messy project, or you know the hassle of sharing assets with someone, then Blueberry might help you solve these problems. For transparency, this video is sponsored by Blueberry AI. However, I try to only promote high-quality products. I'll personally keep using the platform, at least the free version for now, and maybe upgrade to a paid tier if I need to. Using Blueberry is pretty intuitive. Once you're logged in, you can just drag and drop files into the system. Once they're processed, they'll be securely stored, and you can preview and access them from anywhere. You can also share files with collaborators with full control over permissions. Here are some feature highlights. With Blueberry AI, you can preview images, videos, and almost any 3D file format directly in the browser. You can find assets even if they're poorly named or lost in folder chaos. You can share files easily without zipping and uploading files manually. And for teams, it centralizes storage and offers easier collaboration, especially when integrated with tools like Jira, Perforce, Slack, and so on. This allows you to spend less time managing your projects and more time actually working on them. Let's dive deeper into each main feature. One of the really nice tools in Blueberry is the Kiwi engine, a built-in 3D viewer that works right in the browser. While Windows can technically open some 3D files, I usually just end up seeing this big. Blueberry, on the other hand, opens not just FBX and OBJs, but also closed formats like Maya, Max, CAD, and more. Blend files are also supported. I used to be a Max user in a previous lifetime, and I still have some dusty old Max files lying around. So I dropped them into Blueberry, and even though I don't have 3ds Max anymore, here are my files in all of their decade-old glory. Now, most of these old files either have very simple materials or I lost the textures, but here is a more recent character that I rigged in Blender. So in this viewer, not only can I see PBR materials, but I can even tweak them. And if there is an animation, I can preview it right here as well. Keep in mind that this is a complex Blender rig with mechanisms and morph targets. But Blueberry seems to display it perfectly. I imagine the results would be similar with Maya or Max character files. I'm sure you know how frustrating it can be when you need a specific project file, but you cannot find it. File search is one of Blueberry's most useful features. Blueberry uses AI to analyze and categorize your files. So you can describe what you're looking for, and the AI will try to find it based on the actual content of the files and not just their names. For example, if I search for human, Blueberry will discover my humanoid characters, even if they're named car or policeman. If I look for hat, the first result is the policeman wearing a hat. There is also visual search. You can drag and drop reference images, and Blueberry will return assets that match the style or shape of your image. This can be very useful, especially when working with large libraries. And then there is auto tagging. When you upload assets, Blueberry automatically assigns tags based on things like polygon count, style, and even category, such as sci-fi, vehicle, environment, and so on. This makes organizing and rediscovering old work faster, even if organization is not your strong suit. Sharing files with Blueberry is just as smooth as browsing and viewing them. You can right-click on any file or folder, just like you would do in Google Drive, and generate a shareable link with customizable permissions. Here, as an example, I'll share this file to anyone with the link. Then I'll open a private window where I'm not logged in into Blueberry, paste the link, and get access to the file. This is exactly what a client or an external collaborator would see. There is no software to install, no logins. You just get a quick, nice, and interactive preview right in the browser, and it looks exactly as you intended. This makes it easy to get feedback or deliver work without sending files back and forth through various file services. Blueberry can be useful for individuals, but it really shines in larger production environments. For enterprise teams, it solves a lot of common headaches. It improves workflow and communication using centralized storage and integration with project management and communication tools. Blueberry connects with platforms like Slack, Microsoft Teams, Jira, Perforce, and more. Since Blueberry runs in the browser, even non-technical team members can preview assets without needing software like Maya, Max, or Blender. That's perfect for directors, producers, or clients who may not be hands-on with these technical tools. And at the same time, this can help reduce cost by minimizing the number of software licenses needed across the organization. That said, Blueberry is also committed to providing an affordable option for individual creators, like myself and many of you watching this. A forever free solo plan with some limitations will be available specifically for individual artists. Security is another strong point. I've already touched on sharing and permissions, but Blueberry also uses blockchain-backed activity logs to track every action taken on a file, such as uploads, edits, and shares. This enhances security and accountability, especially when protecting intellectual property is critical. Here are a few more features worth mentioning. You can drag and drop assets from Blueberry right into your 3D modeling app. It works with models, textures, materials, and more. Blueberry supports version control, so you can track changes over time and revert to previous versions if needed. There is also theme-based annotations. You can leave comments directly on files, which makes reviews and approvals much smoother. The platform supports folder-level permissions, watermarking, and access expiry links. This can be useful for managing external clients and contractors securely. And finally, for developers or pipeline engineers, there is an API available, so you can build custom integrations or automate repetitive tasks. And the platform is still new, so more features and improvements are surely coming soon. If any of that sounds useful to your workflow, give Blueberry AI a closer look. You can start your free trial today and experience what might be the future of 3D asset management and collaboration.